Greetings, Jelly Spoons, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Madness. This week I do not have a lot of time, so I am filming this in the middle of the night and very, very quickly. I have only got about 40 minutes to film this video, so I'm doing an improvised story, seeing as that revolves absolutely no planning on my part, and also it means that you guys can just enjoy the chaos that is my brain pulling things out of midair. So what I've got today, I've got a pack of my tarot cards. This is the Gothic Tarot of the Vampires, if anyone wants to go look them up. And I got bought these a very long time ago. I never learned what all the cards meant because other people read them to me all the time, so I will be looking the meanings up as I go. I'll try not to use the meanings too much to shape the story. I'll try and use the images a little bit more than that, but I do want to look up what they all mean as well, just so I can do that. Also, don't at me for how I shuffle cards. I never learned how to properly. I was never really taught, and when people tried to teach me, it did not go very well. But thankfully, these cards know me very well and are quite forgiving and bendy, so there we go. All right, I'll let you guys see the card before I pick it. I believe in many different gods and sort of fate, so I believe it will take me to where we want to go. All right, first card is the Six of Swords. All right, what does this bad boy mean? Travel, confronting one's own fears, guidance through the unknown. So this is where our story starts. Travel, confronting your fears, and guidance through the unknown. So somebody is wandering. They're wandering a world, maybe a multiverse, maybe a galaxy, a universe, maybe a field, maybe a city. They're wandering somewhere and they have lost all sense of rhyme and reason. They have no idea where they're going. Perhaps something's happened, perhaps lots of things have happened. Maybe one big thing, maybe lots of little things, maybe just time has happened. And this person hasn't given up, but they haven't chosen to do anything either. They're in complete limbo and they're just moving their feet and keeping going. They're doing all the bare necessities to sustain themselves and keep going and trudging forwards. But they have no purpose, no intent, no meaning. They're just going on. And that's where our story will start. I'll let you decide who the character is. I'm not going to do too much about that. I'm just going to create their story and you can fill in for me who you would like them to be. Tell me down in the comments below any of your ideas. What do you think they look like? What are they? Are they mortal, immortal, fae, elf, dwarf, halfling, gnome, anything like that? Tell me all those things down in the comments below. All right, I will pick between 5 and 10 cards. I think possibly 5, depending on how much I waffle and on how much time we still have. I'm going to shuffle between each pick, but I will not put the original card back in the deck so that we can't draw it twice. All right. Ooh, this one wants to be seen. Did you see that? All right, so this one is the another 6. The 6 of chalices this time. Okay, if we get another 6. Nostalgia, happy memories, recovery of loved things. Feels quite early in this story for this to be happening, but all right. So they see something. Something happens. They've gone from wandering, lost, and almost blank and numb to suddenly having a wave of nostalgia. Something hits them. They see something. They smell a sweet smell on the air that reminds them of a precious memory or a place or a person. Or they hear a song that was once sung to them as a lullaby, or that they once danced to in a pub, or that they once played on an instrument that they have long since forgotten themselves. Maybe this character is a deity who's wandered the world for so long that they've forgotten the body that they used to inhabit when they were mortal before they became a deity, that kind of thing. But some wave of nostalgia creeps in, and it takes a long time. It takes several steps before they realize what this feeling is that's coming over them and what the memory it is that's coming back. Maybe it takes them the time it takes them to walk from one city to the next, from one world to the next, from one side of the universe to the other. It takes them a long time, and time itself probably doesn't feel like it matters very much. And this person suddenly realizes what it is that they're remembering. And this memory, I'll let you guys decide what that is, unless the next card gives us a really good indication. This memory, however it was conjured by a smell, a taste, a sight, or a sound, or a touch, anything like that, this memory is powerful and good. It's a nostalgic memory, so it's a good memory. It's something that they are wistful for, and perhaps is pointing them towards a new form of purpose. We will find out. All right, so taking that card out. Okay, why do I have a bunch of cards that are turned the wrong way? Don't ask questions. Shuffling again. Look away now if you don't want your card shuffling eyes to be offended. All right. Deliberately trying not to look, actually. Okay, so next card. Ooh, this one, finger landed on. This one is the, oh my god, I can't read that the other way around. The 6, no. Oh no, wait, I think it's 11. Hang on. Yeah, that's 11. That's an X, not a V. No, that's okay. That's okay. So it's not another 6. This time it's an 11. All right. Justice, consecrated ground, awareness that a meaning and higher order exists, accepting one's own responsibilities. Doesn't really feel like that's what this card is showing, but who am I to judge? I like the accepting a higher order and your own responsibilities. So perhaps there's something that this person has forgotten then. Maybe they wandered away from it deliberately or unintentionally. Perhaps they lost it. Perhaps it's something that over the many years, perhaps they are immortal, whether intentionally or not immortal. Perhaps this creature, this character has left things behind. Again, intentionally or not. And when they potentially became immortal, again, intentionally or not. So this person then has left things behind or lost things. And as they wandered away, they lost sight and maybe even some memory and semblance of what it used to be. And now this wave of nostalgia has hit them and they're starting to realize that they have to have an acceptance of their responsibilities. Maybe they need to take a responsibility for the choices that they've made, the things that they've done, the people they've left behind, the things they've left behind, the work unfinished, the tasks undone. And maybe they're realizing that there is a higher order to things and that either they tried to break from that order and now they are being punished to wander, or that they still have time to go back and get back on the right path, or that this path they are now walking is better for everyone. Maybe the things that they left behind should have been left behind and are going to flourish better without them. I'll let you guys decide that one. What do you think? All right. So the wave of nostalgia hit, and it was initially a happy memory, but remembering that happy memory brought them to the conclusion and the realization, perhaps not for the first time, that they left for a reason. And whether they are now thinking, I should go back, or I should go on, or I was tricked in some way, or fate has another hand to deal me, they're now thinking about that. So the sweet memory has turned a little sour because of their current situation. All right, what is next? Yes. Get in there. Okay. All right. Oh, this one. Okay, which one's this one? This is, I'll let you guys have a look, and I will read it because I don't want to get the number wrong, so I'm just going to read it. Oh, okay. I think it's 7. The Hunt. Triumph in one's own actions, defeating others and profiting from their misfortune. Oh, I can see that in this card, yeah. Triumph in one's own actions. I'm going to stick with that one. Triumph in one's own actions. All right. So the decision this person now makes. They've been wandering. They've been lost. They've been empty. They've been devoid for a while. Time has been playing funny buggers with them. They've either wandered through a city, through a country, through a world, through a multiverse, through the stars, whatever it is they've wandered through. And they have let things slide and they'd forgotten. And then they had this wave of nostalgia and they remembered this happy memory and this responsibility that they used to have and maybe still have and maybe are still clinging to. And then they soured the memory by remembering the decisions that led them to leaving, whether it was trickery, whether it was running away, whether it was to try and save somebody or a situation, or whether it's just their own need to wander and be away from this thing. And now they are having a triumph in their decisions. So either they have made the decision to go back, to try to change things, to go back on a different path, or they have decided that their convictions are staying strong, they're going to keep going on the path that they are now going, and they triumph in this. So this isn't a sorrowful decision, this isn't a resigned to their fate decision, this is a good thing in their eyes. Or alternatively, the triumph could be if, say, they were tricked into walking this path by some of the gods themselves, they are now going to go and confront them. And that could be the triumph of making this decision, this decision of destiny, this decision that will drive them towards something. So whatever decision they have made, I will leave that up to you guys. You can decide while you're listening to this whether you think they're going back, going forward, going another direction, but there is triumph in that. Whether it's a bittersweet triumph, a happy triumph, a relieved triumph, or even just a I am angry now, I'm triumphant in this decision triumph. How many times can one person say triumph in one sentence? All right, how many cards have we picked? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, I'm coming up on sort of time, to be honest. I've got 45 minutes. Well, I've got 45 minutes essentially to film and edit this and get it posted. I really should have budgeted time for this better, but never mind. All right, I'll pull a 5th card and that'll be it. You guys may even see this pretty raw and unedited. Okay, all right, last card. Where does this story go from here? Oh, bloody hell, you really wanted to be in the story. All right, this one. The 4 of chalices. Boredom, rejection, disgust, and a lack of drive. Well, that's an interesting way to end the story, isn't it? Okay. I am going to walk my story down one particular route, but feel free to walk yours in a different direction. So, we started all the way back at the beginning with this character who was wandering. They were wandering, perhaps among cities, among worlds, among streets. They were wandering, they were lost, they were empty, they were searching for something. It was bleak, it was a fog, a mist. And then a wave of nostalgia hit, be it through a smell, a sense, a taste, a sight, a sound, a song, anything like that. Nostalgia hit and they remembered something that they used to have or used to be, or that they were fighting for once upon a time. And as they focused more on that, they had a moment of sudden decision. And they realized that they were walking the path that they were walking because of what had been happening and because of a decision that they had made. And suddenly the nostalgia was no longer quite so sweet, and it made them take a long, bitter, hard look at where they were going and what they are doing now in their life. They then made a triumphant decision. They decided to change the course of what they were doing. They would either press on in a different direction, or they would double down and renew their efforts, or they would go back. And they would go back and try to change things. And now for my ending of the story. Boredom, disgust, and a lack of drive. They tried to fight the gods. They tried to fight the gods who put them in the position that they were currently in, or at least the gods they blamed for it. Perhaps they had a hand in it, perhaps they didn't, perhaps it was just an easy source to blame. Either way, this mortal probably did not come out of it well. And in fact, they lost a great deal of themselves to the fight with these gods. And in the end, they are still wandering, but they are dejected, disgusted with themselves, and they have now lost all nostalgic memory. It's just gone. They have nothing there. And that's where their lack of drive comes from, because they have a lack of anything. There's nothing driving them on or pulling them back. They just exist. And so they keep wandering, one foot in front of the other, and they wander streets, or cities, or countries, or worlds, or from one end of the multiverse to the other and back again. And maybe the story starts all over again. Maybe they get a wave of nostalgia through a smell, or a song, or a touch, or a taste, and a tiny scrap of memory sneaks its way back in again. And then they have that moment of realizing that they did something to change the course of their life, and the memory is soured. And then they have the triumphant moment of deciding they're going to go and fight the gods over it and try to get it back again and to change the course of their fate and to challenge and punish the gods who put them in the position that they are now in. And it all happens all over again. They lose the fight. They lose all of the memory that the nostalgia brought back, and they are left to wander over and over again. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Monday Madness. I bring unto you angst. It's what I do. Alright. Let me know what kind of character you think this could be down in the comments below. feel free to use it for any number of your D&D backstories, stories, characters, anything you like. All right, my wonderful jelly spoons, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to go and edit this super fast because I have work and various things to do. I love you all. Thank you for following me and supporting me in my craziness. I have Ko-fi, I have Patreon. I'm going to open the Etsy shop very soon, I promise. I love you all. Goodbye.